Everyone. Well, I'm playing a movie right now. It's the study The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. So if you can listen to the video, if you can hear the voice, I mean, just tell me. If not, and tell me as well. Can you?
بصراحة حلو.
Can you can you see the movie and hear the voice?
We can see it, but so far we didn't hear anything.
That's it. Fine. Okay. So I've got to do something for you in here. I'm gonna share the link. Can you check the chat because I shared the link? Can you? Hello.
Yeah, mister.
Follow the link, please, and watch the movie because the movie actually is going to solve the problem. Because if you are going to read the book, it takes us more than 1 hour to read. But when you watch the movie, it's about 10 or 15 minutes from a maximum. So it's better to watch the movie.
السلام عليكم.
Walaikum assalam. So guys, find my link in the chat. Hello, can you find it?
Yes, Mister, I found it. I'm watching it now.
Yes. What about the others?
Me too, mister.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
watching it.
I
Yes,
find
Mister, I
it.
found it.
Yes, great. So take 10 minutes to watch the movie and uh, come back to me once again to answer the questions, to watch the PowerPoint presentation and answer the questions. For the guys who have reached our vision for today, please follow my link. Just watch the movie. Once again, I'm sharing the link. Here it is. Find my link in the chat room, please. If you've got a problem while watching the movie, just tell me. Can't reach the YouTube web, just tell me. Guys, finished? Yes. Hello? She finished? Give me a hint, please, guys.
Mister, we're watching it.
Oh, you still. If the movie is 15 minutes, so you must have finished.
I finished 10 minutes and left 5 minutes.
All right, go
I
ahead.
finished 8 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
I finished.
You finished.
Yes.
Great. So in a hurry, we are going to revise the most prominent elements. First of all, start discussing the narrative elements.
Mr. Not all of us finished.
Ah, so you still have how many minutes?
Yes, 3 minutes.
I have to.
Okay, go ahead. I'm waiting for you.
Still, I finished.
Wonderful. What about guys?
Finished.
Great. In a hurry, revise the synopsis about Edgar Allan Poe. Let's well, I'm going to make a summary for you to the story. I'm going to discuss some of the narrative elements and answer the questions by the end of the selection. What's that? Ala al-Bashir. So actually, we are calling Edgar Allan Poe the American poet laureate. He was born in 1809 and he died in 1849. So he just lived 40 years. I don't know why most of the great poets and dramatists and novelists in America die at the age of 40 or maybe 49. It's okay. It's just a remark. He's regarded as the first American literary critic and the inventor of the detective stories. Despite his literary success, Poe's life was almost as dark as the fiction he wrote. Shortly after his birth, his father deserted the family and his mother died. So he suffered a lot in his infant days, in his childhood. He suffered a lot. He was shrouded. He didn't have a father. His father died. His father deserted his family, and his mother died. So he was shrouded. He was homeless. So he was raised by a wealthy yet miserly merchant. He seldom gave him money, seldom gave him toys, and He lived most of his adult life in extreme poverty. Actually, Edgar Allan Poe died at the age of 40. The circumstances of his death remains a mystery. Nobody knows how he died. Well, this is the House of the Usher. And the summary, well, at the beginning, as you watch the movie, as in the movie, Alien Poe's of the House of Usher, the narrator responds to a mysterious summons. He had a letter. The narrator had a letter from an old friend. So he travels to the ancestral home of Roderick Usher, his old friend. Roderick Usher actually is a sick friend. He has hardly seen since childhood. Nobody saw this guy since childhood. Known as the House of Usher, the vast, ancient structure overlooks a dark lake that intensifies its gloom. House of the Usher also refers to the old and distinguished family that will no longer exist. The last ancestors of this family is Roderick and his twins. So his twin sister, Madeline, she's close to the death, and he is the end of the line. Nobody else stay alive of the Usher family. The narrator establishes a routine of reading and music to distract Roderick from mortal dread. When Madeline dies, they deposit her body in a secure vault under the house. But when the narrator tries to resume their routine, he in inadvertently unlock from deep within the house of the Usher a force of evil that transcends our understanding of life and death. So this is the what's that? Well, the story actually begins at dusk on the autumn day in an earlier time, probably the 19th century. The place is like just it resembles what you see in this picture. The place is forbidding mansion. A mansion covered by fungus. It's an old one, scary. It's encircled by a small lake called a tarn that resembles a moat. A bridge across the tarn provides access to the mansion. So it's just a small link between the palace and the outside world. The small link is what? It's a small bridge. And maybe this is the link between the family of Asher and the outside world. It's a symbol. The main characters, of course, are the narrator, Roderick Asher, and Madeline Asher, or Madeline Asher. The central theme of the fall of the House of Asher is terror that arises from the complexity and multiplicity of forces that shape human destiny. Dread, horror, isolation, madness, mystery. All of these are themes inside the same literary work. So, guys, give me please the comprehension check questions and prepare yourself to answer these questions. Will you give me page number 31 in your My Perspectives book, please? Will you? Hello?
Yeah, Mr.
Yes,
I
yes.
opened it.
Yes, great. So, who can read the first question?
I want to read this.
Go ahead.
Why does the narrator go to visit Usher?
Yes. Why do you think the narrator go to visit the usher? Just a minute. Someone wanna join us? Who can answer this question? Why does the narrator go to visit Usher?
Can I answer?
Certainly. Go ahead.
Okay. So the narrator goes to visit Usher because he received a letter from him, because he is his
Yes.
childhood friend, and he told him
Yep.
that he is physically and emotionally sick and he needs like help and support. So he came to visit him.
Hot shot. I'm clapping to you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Actually, the narrator has come to help Usher, a childhood friend, through an illness. Okay, let's move to question number 2.
Mister,
We
one
can
minute
read
we
it.
want to write.
Fine. So, you know the answers of question number 1 again. Here it is. The narrator has come to help Usher, childhood friend, through an illness.
Finish question 2.
Okay. We can read question number 2.
I can, Mister. Uh, Early in the story, what flaw in the front of the house does the narrator observe?
Yes. Something was flowing in front of the house. Actually, the liquid that is flow, of course, it's water in the turn or in the lake. So, what do you think?
Here it's flow
Uh,
as in a mistake, not flow as in water.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes, because it's flow, FLAW, not flow with an O. And flow, I think, means a mistake.
Yeah, like an error.
So the narrator observed something like a mistake.
Yes.
No, like what problem was in the house when the narrator observed? Like there was a little bit mold and fungus, and like it looked a little bit like it was haunted, and like it was mostly like destroyed and stuff.
And there was a
I
crack
think he
from the
means
roof of the
that
ground.
Yeah,
in the house.
exactly.
Well, maybe the word flow in here means crack. You know, crack.
So the crack in the roof of the house.
He said, in front of the house. Yes. Maybe the crack encircled the house. That makes something like a turn, or he called it a lake. You don't try to imagine the scene. The house is encircled by a lake. This lake is something like a crack in the ground.
And Mister,
Yes.
he said, a sense of insufferable gloom pervaded my spirit.
Now you are far to the answer of the question. Here I said there is a flow, and I told you it's something like a crag. Well, this crag circles the house. It was what? It was a lake, simply, or he called it in the excerpt, he called it a turn. So simply, the narrator observed a long crag running down the front of the house. It was an old house, guys. So when you see a crack in the house, this is something ordinary. Hello?
Yeah, Mister. Yeah, yeah.
So right now you know that the crack in what? Is it in the house, or he meant it by the turn or the lake?
A crack, which is the break from the roof to the floor.
Yes, yeah, that's it. You got the sentence I want to hear actually. The crack is in the building itself. It comes from the upper part of the house to the ground. This crack could be a symbol to what happens to this family. They have a crack. They have to fix this problem, or the house is going to collapse. It's gonna be ruined upside down. So this is a symbol. The house in here means the family, the Usher's family. They had a crack, so they had to hurry up and fix this problem, or their family is going to ruined. The third question: what forms of artistic expression does Asher share with the narrator? Think and tell me.
They are both like they feel a bad vibe from the house. Both of them like have negative thoughts about how the house's environment from the inside.
No, you're too far. Actually, I'm talking here about the artistic um, expressions, like what? Like music, for example, like drawing, like what? Play music.
He did play the guitar and they made like a song with each other.
Yes, that's right. So this is one of the artistic expressions meant for in this question. What else?
He shared his paintings with the
Yes,
narrator.
Mm,
this is another point. I guess this is enough when you mentioned just two examples. So this is enough. Asher shares paintings he has created, including one that shows a deep subterranean vault. He also plays music, improves songs, one of which the Haunted Palace. One of the musical was called the Haunted Palace. So you need time to write down.
Yes, yes.
Take your time. So you can say simply what music excerpts. You can songs. You write down paintings. Finish. Have you finished, guys?
Mm-hmm.
No,
You
Mister.
can sum
Only,
up. You
only
don't
a
have
little
A
to.
bit.
little bit.
You don't have to write down each word. You can sum up. You can say just two examples: paintings and music, and that's all.
طب يا مستر I write all.
That's right. If you want to sum up writing down the paintings and the music, that's okay.
Finish.
Good. So let's move to the next slide with question number 4. What does the narrator learn about the relationship between Asher and Madeline after her death?
They were twins.
That's right. Hot shot. The narrator learns that Asher and Madeline were twins. Write down in a hurry, please, because we still have worksheet to discuss.
Finish.
Wonderful. Next slide. What confession does Asher make to the narrator during the final storm?
That he buried his sister alive.
Yes, he wasn't sure if his sister was alive or dead. That's right. The narrator confesses that they must have put Madeline into the vault alive. Actually, I feel like he wasn't sure, but he expected this because of the evil spirit that made the storm. So he was uh, he thought that she was still alive, but he's not sure. He didn't mean to bury his sister alive, but he did it. He just expected, guys. He expected that she was buried alive, but while burying his sister, he wasn't sure of this.
Mister, I think we finished because like it passed almost 5 minutes.
It's 2 periods, I guess. So we have 1 hour, 10 minutes. Be sure of this. The first period actually ends at 9:40. The second one ends at was
10:20.
Second one starts at 10:20
yes.
and it has 45 minutes, so it ends
Uh-huh.
at 11:05.
So we still have time. We still have enough time. What's wrong with
Yeah.
that?
We still have almost 30 minutes. Yeah.
So that's great.
No, I think that they are stalling since because like right now we're doing nothing because some people are writing, but I think they finished like a long time ago.
Yeah. When you finish, give me a hint, please. Give me a ring.
I finished.
Yeah, that's great. So the sixth question actually asks you to write down or to make a graphic organizer and fill it with the information. I mean the plot. You have to arrange the narrative elements in the plot in this diagram or in this graphic organizer. So it's gonna be your homework, guys. Fine. The sixth question: draw a storyboard or a graphic organizer that summarizes the events of the fall of the House of Usher to confirm your understanding of the story. It's gonna be your homework, okay? When you
Uh,
finish it,
in
just send
Cratera,
me yes, please. Okay. So right now we are going to answer the worksheet. Can you see it?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, yes.
The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. Comprehension. Question number 1. At the beginning of the Fall of the House of Usher, what does the narrator do? A. He listens to Roderick Usher's improvisation on the guitar. He travels with Roderick Usher to visit Usher's family home. He travels to visit Roderick Usher at Usher's family home. He plays Roderick Usher Beauty, Roderick's sister Madeline in a vault.
He travels to visit.
Yes,
C,
he
C.
traveled to visit Roderick Usher.
See.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you. So it's gonna be C. All right. Question number 2. Which phrase best describes Usher's state of mind in the fall of the House of Usher? Cautious and glum, dull and depressed, suspicious and miserable, nervous and agitated.
Dull and depressed.
No.
C, C. Suspicious and
Suspicious.
miserable.
Well.
I would say nervous and
Nerve.
agitated.
Nervous and agitated. Yes, that's it. Nervous and agitated. 3. In the fall of the House of Usher, what does Usher say is his biggest fear? Being frightened to death, being accidentally buried alive, the death of his sister Madeline, the collapse of his family's house.
Mm,
B.
B, being accidentally buried alive. No, he
no,
didn't bury.
let's eliminate this question. You have
Uh-huh.
A, maybe,
Yes, yeah.
and
C.
C.
Well, Usher's biggest fear actually was being frightened to death. He's so scared. Someone is trying to join us. Who's that? Abdulaziz Qahtani. Okay. So, question number 3 again in the fall of the House of Asher. What does Asher say is his biggest fear? Actually, it was being frightened to death. This is the biggest fear. Question number 4. Which of the following is the most accurate description of what happens to Madeline Asher in the fall of House of Asher? She dies is buried by her brother,
Mister,
but Dean return.
إيش؟
What's up?
Can you
B.
make bigger?
Certainly.
The answer is B. Appears to die, mistakenly entombed, but then revives and forces her way to freedom before dying.
That's right. Hot shot. She appears to die, is mistakenly entombed, but then revives and forces her to freedom before dying. Okay. Question number 5. Which is the most accurate description of the ending of the fall of the House of Asher? During a storm, the waters of the town surrounding the house rise until the house is submerged? I don't think so. During a storm, the barely uh, perceptible fissure in the face of the house widens
It's
until the
either
house
B
collapses.
or B.
Yeah, B or
D.
During a storm, Roderick and Madeline Usher struggled so madly that they caused the collapse of the house. Well, actually, they didn't struggle, but there was something actually vague. No one knows. Was Madeline takes revenge, or what she was doing? But anyhow, there was no clashes between Roderick and his twin sister. So I'm
It's
not
B.
convincing that it's going to be the yes. B during a storm, the barely perceptible fissure in the face of the house widens until the house collapsed. This crack we spoke about before. This actually fissure starts to widen until the house collapses upside down. So number five, take the answer B. For number five, take the answer B. Question number six. If a storm were to annihilate a building, which of the following would most likely be the result? A. The building would have part of its roof torn off. The building would have damage but would remain intact. The
The
building
building
would
would be
be,
reduced to small
It,
fragments.
it would be destroyed.
yes, that's right. You're right. The word inhalate actually means to break down into small pieces. So when the building annihilates, it means what? It means that the building would be reduced to small fragments. This is the meaning of the word annihilate. Okay. Question number seven. Which of the following would most likely be considered an antiquity?
A vase from the ancient times.
A vase from ancient times? Yes, this is
Because
something antiquity.
antiquity means antique, as in like a precious treasure
Yes,
from long time
uh,
ago.
that's right. Which of the following is the best example of a tumultuous event? Tumultuous event.
Tumultuous.
Yes. A foggy night that hides the moon. A drought that causes crops to wither and die. A storm so loud that it is hard to hear others speaking. A winter night so cold that snow freezes into ice.
A drought that causes crops to wither and die.
I guess it's not the drought. There was no drought. Drought means there was no water. He didn't say something like this. He didn't say that. They had a lake which is the Tarn. So
Yes, but this
it's
question is speaking about concept vocabulary, so it wants the best, closest meaning. And I think tumultuous means devastating and like a very life-turning event.
well, you can say it.
So, as a devastating event, it would be a drought because, for example, the agriculture and economy would fall down. Consequently, because of the drought, all the crops have died. So there is no more production, which means no more agriculture, selling for food, which would lead to
Mhm.
the fall of the economy. And yes,
Mister, I have the meaning of tumult.
Yes, go ahead.
Making an uproar or loud, confused noise. C.
Yeah. Another meaning.
Excited,
Stormy.
confused, disorderly.
Another meaning for yes. Another meaning for this word. Stormy. So when we are talking about
Mr. It's C.
storms, so
Loud.
yes, yeah, a storm so loud. Something stormy that makes noise. So the suitable answer for it is C, which is a
Yeah.
storm so loud that it's hard to hear others speaking. Thank you. Number 9. Read the following sentence from The Fall of the House of Usher, in which the narrator explains that he has received a letter from Roderick Usher. A letter, however, had lately reached me in a distant part of the country, a letter from him, which, in its widely importunate nature, had admitted of no other than a personal reply. What is the most likely reason? The narrator says the letter admitted of no other than a personal reply. With your answer on your knowledge of the story as well as on the sentence. Well, the narrator feels obliged to respond to his friend's request for a visit because his friend is clearly upset. B. The narrator is worried that it will seem rude if he does not answer the letter in a personal way. C. The narrator hopes his friend will invite him to stay in the distant part of the country where his friend lives. D. The narrator believes that his friend is threatening to harm him if he does not give the right answer.
A or B?
This could be, yeah,
A.
one of them. Yeah, yes. The narrator feels obliged to respond to his friend's request for a visit because his friend is clearly upset. Yeah, that's right. Number 10. Well, this question actually of two parts. So, part B is based on part A. So, try to focus on part A. In the fall of the House of Usher, which details of the house's interior seem to reflect Usher's appearance and conditions of his mind. A. Usher's confused behavior is reflected in the broken mirrors. B. Usher's self-assurance and noble manner is reflected in its wealth and splendor. C. Usher's advanced age and old-fashioned ways are reflected in the ancient furnishing. Usher's physical and mental deterioration is reflected in the gloomy
Can you slow
darkness,
down a
lack
little
of
bit?
comfort. Can I what?
Can you like
Mhm.
scroll the page down a little bit?
You wanna see what?
D.
Yes, Asher's physical and mental deterioration is reflected in the gloomy darkness, lack of comfort, and old, worn-out positions. That's right. It's the part B, which excerpted from the fall of the House of Asher best support the answer to part A. The room in which I found myself was very large and lofty. The general furniture was profuse, comfortless, antique, and tattered. Small picture presented the interior of an immensely long and rectangular vault or tunnel with low walls, smooth, white, and without interruption or device. Our books, the books which, for years, had formed no small portion of the mental existence of
B.
the invalid, whereas might be supposed in. It's what?
B.
B. Yes, that's right. The general furniture was profuse, comfortless, antique, and tattered. That's right.
Because profuse means gloomy, comfortless is lacking comfort, and antique is old.
Yes,
Third means like worn out or damaged.
yes. It's an old house with old furniture. I guess we are going to answer question number 11, and we're going to stop here today. So the following question has two parts. Answer part A first and then part B. A. In the fall of the House of Usher, which of the following is one of the Roderick Usher's disturbing ideas? Usher believes that His house has awareness like a living thing. Asher believes that his house will fall apart, sliding into the turn. Asher believes that his sister will die, even though she's healthy. Asher believes that the narrator has held a grudge ever since boyhood.
C.
No.
A.
His sister is not healthy, and he knows that. He knows she's not healthy. Cannot
A.
choose C.
or B?
A or
B.
Asher believes that his house will fall apart, sliding into the turn. No. It's A. Asher believes that his house has awareness like a living thing. So it's A. Part B, which depends on part A. Which excerpt from the story best support the answer to part A? A. Although, as boys, we have been even intimate associates, yet I really knew little of my friend. His reserve had been always excessive and habitual. The belief, however, was connected with the grey stones of the home of his forefathers. The conditions of the yes, have been here. He imagined fulfilled in the method of collection of these stones. See, I shall purge, said Asher. I must purge in his deplorable
B
folly.
or C?
Just a minute, someone is trying to join us. We're about to finish, and Naif trying to join our room. So you said it's B, that's right. The belief, however, was connected with the great students of the home of his forefathers. The condition of the sentence, sentence had been here, he imagined fulfilled in the method of collocation of these students. Yeah, it's B. That's right. So, guys, we're going to stop here. But before we end our period for today, I may told you before that today I was going to make the PCR test for coronavirus because I'm going to give back next Tuesday to Saudi Arabia, inshallah. So I delayed my reservation to make the analysis, the blood analysis, till tomorrow. So I'm not sure about tomorrow. I'm going to be here on time or no. If I'm not going to be here, um, so forgive me, guys. Maybe Tuesday as well. I'm going to be on my way to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to be I'm gonna have a flight. So I'm not sure about tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I may send you messages on Classera. Please follow my messages because you're going to know if there will be periods or no. Okay,
Okay.
guys. So try please to tell your mates in grade 10P because in grade 10A you are 10A, 10B I guess. Tell your colleagues in 10B that Mr. Shadi may not be there tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I'll do my best to be here tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, there's no way because it's my flight time.
Okay.
So please I'll send you emails and messages on Classera. And
Okay.
something else, yeah, good. Something else in here, which is this worksheet. I'm going to upload it today to Classera in order to make, in order to answer it, in order to check the questions you have. If you got any confusion with any question, just ask me on Classera. I'm going to answer your questions today by evening, inshallah. Fine. Have you got any question before ending up this period?
No questions.
Yeah. What about the others? Any question? Hello.
They
So
can write in
guys,
the chat.
uh-huh. If you can tell your classmates in the other class, team B, well, it's gonna be a favor. Please do it because they have no period today, so I don't know how to report them. I don't know how to tell them.
Okay, Mister, don't worry. I will
My
tell you.
email, yeah, great, because my email is not going to reach all of them. Most students actually do not open their inbox and see the messages they have. So it's the problem. Maybe they're going to complain saying that Mr. Shad is not here for today. Yes, so it's not this. It's just the PCR and the flight. So that's all for now. Thank you so much. See you
Welcome,
soon.
Mister. See you soon.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Bye.